Hello, this is Gerald van Was. I will continue with flowers as letters combinations. And these letter combinations are like focuses, and these focuses work like a description of the form. And that should be the case also for the word begonia. I especially took out a word with the G, because it's a bit more complicated to take the G, because that is having a reference to a much bigger frame of reference, which totally changes the forms as well. So yeah, it makes it quite difficult. So I thought, okay, let's take a difficult one and see if I can get to a certain form without even thinking. So let's try out. The B is quite easily, it's that pressure point, which you see, it is a formation of form in a focus in space that I start from at the border somewhere where something is forming there at that point. With the A combined is a change of a change, but also a highlighting. It's going vertical, so I make a change into the B. So B with A should have this kind of form as a first foundation. So that is my first foundation to form something there. This is the form. So this is already the first part of the form. With a G to it, it also gives you a reference frame. The reference frame, which I didn't know very well. Yeah, how big should this frame be? It should fit into this B form in one part, but I take it not bigger than the size of the total form, so I put it in there. The G is actually the reference frame to a bigger frame, so that you have an in-between zone which will matter. So I only have that frame which goes to a wider frame. So I have a beg here, and O will focus on that bigger frame then. So bego, so there will be the O, so that will be an environment. Until now I have no clue where that will lead it to, but I have something that is first reference, and I'll go to the second reference, which will be onia. So the O will focus onto that environmental space there, where N will breach that moment of breaking out to something that I take out. It's a direction, I follow the direction, so I'll follow the direction of where this new environment will take me to, probably to a new part of an environment, where the ia forms in. Ia is that what will be fit in, and what I take out, which will have my separate focus, which should be repeatable. So the ia should have a repeatable form, of which I assume that the first part will be also the structure for the underneath part, like for perhaps like for the where the plant starts. So the first stage of the plant, which are the leaves. And if I look up begonia, okay, I can imagine that it could more or less fit there. And then the flowers, when the flowers will be active, that should fit to the onia. Onia indeed will be then the form of the flowers. It has this tendency of having a reference to a bigger frame also, like you have it indeed as a kind of shell, like okay, I have a bigger space that is fitting into the leaf. Okay, I have the form designed like this where the leaves are, but the G is of course the reference in that way. So in that way it is fitting better when I also express that. Okay, it wasn't totally wrong when I improvised that form, but I was already saying, okay, I have to go to that form. You know, the G, which is here, goes to the emphasis of something is up there, even though the B is pressing up. It's somewhere in between. I don't know what is best to express it. When I think about it, I see something in the leaves that is forming up, but at the same time, the leaves themselves should be like pressing like that, like leaves always do. I hope the pronouncement of begonia in Dutch is begonia, then it would have also more emphasis on a little bit more structure of the leaves there. So this isn't much of a difference. Is it 100% convincing? I don't know, but for me it fits well enough to also to recognize it. The begonia, the leaves are having a reference to the space up, and they also have that in them. And of course the flowers on top, which is almost like every flower. But that's in the ending. It's quite logical with begonia, dahlia, that you have in the ending these unfolding of more forms at the end. So that is quite logical that when a flower is pronounced like that, have as a name like that, that it is also describing the last part of the word, something like, yeah, and here are the flowers, something like that. Okay, I hope that was convincing as well. This was another demonstration that actually says that, yeah, the letters are leading actually towards the impression that, okay, the form which is built up from here, where you have to focus upon, is the first part of the word. And it says, okay, just focus on that part, and it has to deal with that. B and then G and IA or whatever. Okay, that's the unfolding at the end. So it's quite quickly a reference that is quite quickly understood also, like where do I have to go to, where do I have to look, what do we notice there, what is important to notice there. It's all in there in every word all the time. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.